you about the MacBook lineup. We are so proud of this lineup of notebooks. It is by far the best in the industry. The MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro each stand out in its respective area. And we have some really nice updates to each of them that I'm excited to tell you about. First, let's start with the MacBook Air. As you know, the MacBook Air has revolutionized the very idea of the modern notebook. With its all-aluminum enclosure, its incredible unibody architecture, it is a breakthrough, and everyone is trying to copy it. But they find it's not so easy. Our customers love how thin and light and capable this incredible consumer notebook is, and it has really changed the consumer notebook market. So we're going to update it with some really great features and updates. For example, the latest processors. We're now updating MacBook Air with the new generation, third generation Intel Core processors, otherwise known as Ivy Bridge. Depending on configurations, they can run up to 2 gigahertz of dual-core i7 speed. With Intel Turbo Boosting, they can get as high as 3.2 gigahertz. You can configure with up to 8 gigs of memory, and that's now faster memory, 1600 megahertz memory. And the integrated graphics that they run on are dramatically faster, up to 60% faster. It's a really nice speed increase. And as you know, the MacBook Air is built entirely around flash storage. And now you can put even more in it. You can put up to 512 gigabytes. That's half a terabyte of flash storage. And one of the reasons we use flash storage is it's so zippy and quick to launch your applications, to boot up your machine, to wake up from sleep. But now we're making it even faster. It's up to twice as fast as before. That's over 500 megabytes of read speed. I know some of you out there know what that means. Right? It is faster than any hard drive that we can put in a notebook today. We're also making the I/O faster on it. We're adding USB 3. And USB 3, it's really important because it's up to 10 times faster than USB 2. Now, other people started to add USB 3 into their products as well. And this is how they do it. So they'll have ports on there, maybe a USB 3 port, a USB 2 port, color code them so you can tell the difference. That's not how we do it. So here's the MacBook Air. As you know, the MacBook Air has a port on each side. Our customers like that. And we're going to have USB 3 as well as USB 2 support, so you don't have to think about it. You just use whatever port you want. And we're updating the FaceTime camera to the same camera technology that we have inside the MacBook Pro, FaceTime HT, 720p camera. So across the board, a lot of really nice updates. As you know, the MacBook Air comes in 11-inch and 13-inch size. So here are the configurations. Let me bring up the 11-inch first. Let me highlight some of the things that have changed. So it starts with a 1.7 gigahertz dual-core i5. There's more memory at the entry config. It's faster, as well as up to 4 gigabytes of memory. And we've got the integrated graphics now 60% faster. And of course, faster flash, faster USB. And the prices are $999 and $1099. That's $100 less expensive than before. And here are the 13-inch configurations. You see they start with a 1.8 gigahertz dual-core i5, faster memory, faster graphics, faster USB. And $1199 and $1499, both $100 less expensive than before. So that's the update to the MacBook Air. And best of all, start shipping today. So next up, we also have a really nice update to the MacBook Pro. As you know, the MacBook Pro, it is the quintessential professional notebook. Our customers really care greatly about having the incredible speed for their video editing, their music editing, graphics and design and photography. And we're doing a lot of those same updates as well to the MacBook Pro. First, we're updating the processors with new third-generation core processors, otherwise known as Ivy Bridge. You can get speeds up to 2.7 gigahertz, and with a 15-inch up to quad-core i7. It can be turbo boosted up to 3.7. The memory is also faster, up to 1600 megahertz. And the integrated graphics, which both the 13 and the 15 use, are also 60% faster. Now, if you know, the 15-inch also has discrete graphics in it, and we're making that faster too. We've got a new generation NVIDIA GeForce GT 650M You probably know it as Kepler architecture graphics, depending on configuration, up to a gigabyte of memory in that. And it's 60% faster than the previous discrete graphics. So that's a lot faster, too. And as you might expect, we're also updating the I/O, so it's all USB 3 as well as USB 2. So it comes in a 13-inch and a 15-inch size. And let me show you those configurations. Here's the 13-inch. Highlight the changes. It starts with a 2.5 gigahertz dual-core i5. You can get 4 gigs or 8 gigs standard memory, faster integrated graphics, and of course, the faster USB as well, for the same $11.99 and $14.99. And here's the 15-inch and its configuration. Now it starts with quad-core processors, a 2.3 gigahertz quad-core i7, 4 or 8 gigabytes of faster memory, that new Kepler architecture NVIDIA graphics, 500 or 750 gigabyte hard drive. And you notice, of course, the same 7 hours of battery life, even with all that performance, just under an inch thin and 5.6 pounds. The same prices as before, $17.99 and $21.99. So that's the update to the MacBook Pro, and it is shipping today as well. So across the board, MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, all updated today, all with faster processors, faster graphics, faster memory, faster storage, faster flash storage, faster USB 3. I mean, nobody turns over their entire line as quickly and completely as we do at Apple. And we're really proud of the engineering team and the work they do to do this quick so that you can get the exact product you need. So what's next? Let me make a little bit of room on the slide here. You know, with the MacBook Air, the engineering team did something really bold. With the MacBook Air, they re-envisioned the consumer notebook. And they were aggressive in embracing new technologies, flash storage, wireless networking, and discarding legacy technologies that we could see trending out of the product line in the future, built-in optical drives, wired networking, things that eventually we could do without. And that enabled them to do something bold that really shook up the industry, created a new generation of consumer notebook. So we've been asking the team to think about what would make a next generation MacBook Pro. And it's a great question. Do I know the answer? Well, let me start by some of the key ideas. Right? You want a next generation MacBook Pro to have a killer new display. I do. You want it to have an architecture built for the future. You want it to be radically thin and light. And of course, you want it to be bold and embrace the newest technologies and be willing to discard the old legacy things so you could make something unlike any other notebook that's been made to date. So would you like to see the next generation MacBook Pro? Well, let's show it to you now. So the next generation MacBook Pro is the most beautiful computer we have ever made. Well, the first thing you're going to notice from the front, it's dominated by an amazing, magnificent new display. There's never been a notebook that is this gorgeous. But really, if you want to be shocked, let's turn it around to its side and see what it looks like from the side view. Now, I know it's tough to see from the audience. You know, the challenge, showing something so thin and light and small from so far away. But just to give you a little context, here's my finger next to it. Right? It's thinner than my finger. I mean, even with its closed it is, because that display is so radically thin. It is a true breakthrough in engineering. And there has never been a notebook this thin, this light, and this powerful for professional use. Let's bring it back around to the front. Don't worry, we're going to tell you all about it in just a minute. But we just have to enjoy for a second how incredible this is. So, close it up for now. And let me go up to the slides and tell you some more about this incredible product. So the new Next generation MacBook Pro is 0.71 inches thin. That is remarkable. Putting it next to the existing current generation MacBook Pro, you see the difference. It's a quarter thinner, but it's a dramatic amount. In fact, let me bring the MacBook Air next to it. And you see, it's about as thin as a MacBook Air. That is incredible. And its weight, it weighs just 4.46 pounds, under 4.5 pounds. It is the lightest Pro notebook that we have ever made, even just lighter than the 13-inch MacBook Pro today. But probably the most amazing thing about it is this gorgeous display that it's built with. It is a breakthrough in display engineering. Yes, it is a Retina display. Which means the pixels on this display are so small that from a normal working distance, your Retina cannot discern those individual pixels. And to use it is absolutely stunning. It's 15.4 inches across, but its pixel density, are you all sitting down? Because this is really exciting. It is 2,880 pixels by 1,800. That's 4 times the number of pixels in the previous generation MacBook Pro display. Their density is 220 pixels per inch, and I know some of you are really smart out there and have already done the math. It's 5,184,000 pixels. That is the world's highest resolution notebook display. And yes. And it's not only amazing because of the number of pixels in it, but the quality of this display is the best we have ever made. It has higher contrast ratios, deeper blacks. It has a higher angle of view with IPS technology. And best of all, you get the benefit of the glossy display with the rich color, but we've been able to reduce the glare and reflection by up to 75%. It makes it a joy to work on. Now, it ships with OS X Lion, but Lion has been updated to take full advantage of that Retina display. So everything you do on it can look really sharp and beautiful. So the applications we include with Lion, for example, mail. Mail's been updated, so reading your mail is like reading fine print. It's gorgeous. Safari's been updated. Surfing the web can be like experiencing magazine print quality. And many of the applications like iMovie and iPhoto have been updated. In iPhoto, when you're looking at thumbnail photos in the events view, you're going to see a clarity and level of detail you've never seen before in a display. It's gorgeous. And not only the included applications, but we're also updating our professional applications as well to take full advantage of the Retina display. We have a major update to Aperture, our professional photo application. And this is a breakthrough for a photographer. If you love working with photos, not only has the whole UI been updated in every element for the Retina display, but you're now looking at 4 times the resolution of your photos as you work on them. It is absolutely a breakthrough event for photography. And Final Cut Pro X is being updated for it as well. And this is remarkable. Because of the density of that Retina display, that video area you see up on the top right in Final Cut, that is 100% pixel for pixel 1080p HD video right there in that window. That means there are over 3 million pixels left over for your magnetic timeline, for your video bins, for your effects. And it also takes advantage of the amazing performance of this machine. You're going to be able to have up to 9 simultaneous streams of ProRes video or 4 simultaneous streams of uncompressed video. It is incredible performance. Now, applications do have to be updated to take advantage of this Retina display. If they aren't, we can pixel double them and make them the proper size, but they don't get the best effect until they do some extra work. So we've been working with some key developers to give them a look of this incredible machine and this amazing display, and they're doing some work that's phenomenal. Let me give you a couple examples. Adobe Photoshop. The great team at Adobe is doing amazing work on a version of Photoshop that will just be jaw-dropping. The resolution on that Retina display is just breakthrough. So if you like working with Photoshop, this is going to be an amazing experience. Autodesk is work on a new version of AutoCAD that takes advantage of the Retina display. And it allows a level of detailed work and design never possible in a notebook before. And if you think it's all